Korean comics and webtoons are now going beyond storytelling and illustration to become a key pillar of K-content, inspiring K-dramas and films, reaching audiences around the world. Against this backdrop, a unique manhwabang, or it would translate into Korean comic lounge, event is taking place in Berlin right now. We connect with Moon Seon-hye, project manager at the Korean Cultural Center in Germany, to learn more. Hello, Seon-hye.
Hi, Sonne.
Hi, I'm Sonne in Berlin.
Okay, hello, Seon-hye. I didn't know you're going to be joined by Tulli and also the protagonist of Itaewon Class, I think, behind you. But it's very great to have you on the show. And I see it reads manhwabang, Koreanische Comic Lounge behind you as well. So manhwabang, there is not really a word for that in English, I guess. You would translate it into comic lounge. But what we think of manhwabang is a place where you read and enjoy comics here in Korea. But could you please explain what this manhwabang event is about happening in Berlin?
manhwabang is such a Korean name. And this event was created in collaboration with Comic Invasion Berlin, one of Berlin's major comic festivals. This year, Korea was selected as the guest country. So many of Korean artists or Webtoon-related organizations, they came to Berlin for this festival. As the Korean Cultural Center here in Berlin, in Germany, we wanted to take part in this meaningful occasion. However, rather than simply participating, we focused on how to present something unique Korean. So that's why we presented the manhwabang, the comic rounds in Berlin.
Wow, sounds like a very interesting event. So could you please walk us through the programs featured at the event?
The program is structured into three main parts: exhibition, experience, and talks. First, we recreated a manhwabang space inside our culture center, so visitors can freely browse and read Korean comics and webtoon publications, just like in a traditional comic manhwabang in Korea. We also collaborated with Comic Invasion Berlin to present an introduction to the history of Korean comics, along with documentary screenings that provide additional context. Finally, we organized artist talks with major figures representing Korean comics and webtoons. We invited Kim Soo-jung, the creator of the iconic character Dooley, and Jo Kwang-jin, the author of the worldwide K-series Itaewon Class, to meet German audience. This allowed us to showcase both the past and present of Korean comics.
So, an immersive space recreating a traditional Korean manhwabang has been installed, as you said, Seon-hye, at the pop-up event. But how have local visitors responded to this experience? And are there maybe any similar spaces in Germany, perhaps? Because when I was in Germany, I didn't see anything that's similar to a manhwabang.
Firstly, I have to explain, in our manhwabang, we also prepared a small snack for our visitors, like the real Korean manhwabang, including the 컵라면 or typical Korean convenience store food. So visitors can get a snack with reading Korean comics, and they can talk with their friends about the comics as well at the place. But those things, those all activities, they feel very new for German audience, because I can explain that because in Germany, there is no similar place like manhwabang. They cannot imagine reading books and talking at the same place and eating. It is very hard to imagine or thinking. So many of our visitors, they are talking to us, this is very refreshing and refreshing, just very interesting and very new.
Yes, definitely.
So it's creating a whole new culture, maybe, and not
Right.
just having this this fresh new space, but actually eating while you enjoy those comic books. So it could be a new wave there as well.
Right, definitely. And I'm sure local people living there will definitely enjoy this manhwabang there, because there's nothing similar like manhwabang there. So as you've mentioned, there were talks with artists, renowned artists who participated in the event. So how did the local audiences respond to meeting these renowned Korean webtoon artists in person? And were there any particular memorable moments?
Both talks with Jo Kwang-jin and Kim Soo-jung clearly showed how excited the audience was, but in different ways. For Itaewon Class with Jo Kwang-jin, author Jo Bang-jin, many K-drama fans attended, and their engagement was really impressive. Some fans brought their own books or even posters they had printed themselves. One fan, she gave us very memorable moment at the time. So she prepared a question in Korean just to speak directly with the authors too. And the atmosphere around Duli was much more playful and nostalgic. Regardless of the age or nationality, the audience seemed to reconnected with a sense of childlike joy. One visitor, she told us that she had bought Duli socks when she was traveling in Seoul years ago without knowing the character. But now, finally, years later, she got to learn who Duli is.
Very touching moments there, Sonny. And it's really great to see that there are already such established fans of K-Webtoons and K-comics. But how would you describe the popularity of K-Webtoons in Germany or actually across Europe? And what would you say are some characteristics of the local readership?
Yeah, definitely. Webtoons are clearly gaining strong momentum in Germany and across Europe. Many publishers are actively translating and releasing Korean works, and the terms like manhwa and webtoon are now being used as official categories. Traditionally or commonly, the Japanese word manga has dominated the Asian comics market in Germany. However, we are now seeing a clear shift towards bigger and greater recognition of Korean formats. As this interest grows, we also see a clear pattern in local readers' preferences. German audience tends to be particularly drawn to fantasy and thriller genres in Korean webtoons. Major titles like Solo Leveling, 나 혼자만 Level Up, and Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, 전지적 독자 시점, are leading these trends. And furthermore, the works such as Sweet Home and All of Us Are Dead, 지금 우리 학교는, have further expanded their popularity through successful K-drama adaptations in Netflix like this.
Wow, definitely great to see such a great popularity of K-Webtoon in Europe and also in Germany, right?
Yeah, and come to think of it, there are so many titles that we introduced in K-Enter as well as those K-dramas and films, but sometimes we don't even know that they used to be K-Webtoon based or K-comic based. So it's really great how these foreigners, overseas fans can, first watch the films and dramas and then step into the world of K-comics.
I know, definitely. And now we want to talk about the history of the Korean comic book as well. So what aspects of Korean comic history do you think global viewers would find the most interesting or noteworthy?
One of the most powerful aspects of Korean comics is the journey they have gone through to reach their current global status. In Korea, reading comics used to be seen a bit negatively even until the late 90s. During the talks with Kim Soo-jung, the author Mr. Kim asked the German audience about the status of comics in their own society today. Some local comic artists, the German artists, were there, and they responded that the industry still feels challenging and so difficult. And the author Mr. Kim, he responded was simple but very powerful. We were the same. This movement resonated strongly with the audience as many had assumed and they were imagined that Korean comics had always been widely accepted and loved. The transformation from social stigma to a leading cultural industry and from print to digital innovation is a dramatic and inspiring story like K-drama. So this is the most powerful aspect of Korean comic history.
And I also feel like for people who actually want to learn the Korean language, who grow their interest into the Korean language, that comics could be a great way to start off, actually, because it's difficult to read long, thick books, but comics could be a way to start with that as well. And now, finally, before we let you go, Sonne, we would like to ask you if you have any other events or programs in Germany that you would like to share with us that are coming up maybe later this year.
Yeah, the Korean Culture Center Germany will continue to host a variety of Korean culture events in the second half of the year. First, we will present the K-Indie On, a music festival that showcases the unique appeal of Korean indie music. And we are also preparing a large autumn festival that combines color and culture to present a wide range of Korean culture content. The festival is titled Hello Korea, Colorful and Close. It is a project that represents different colors through Korean culture, introducing everything from traditional heritage, such as fermentation culture, to contemporary expressions like media art. We would truly appreciate your interest and support.
All right. Well, the Indie Music Festival sounds very interesting. I'm very looking forward to that lineup. So keep us updated with those events, Seon-hye. Keep in touch. And thank you for connecting with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.